G'day, g'day, as we taking a look at round one after round zero, or half of a round zero. What's half of zero? Well, I guess it's still zero. But looking at round one, I had originally planned on not doing anything until round five because obviously all of these models are using last year's data to get the strength of the teams, but what the hey, let's dive in now. And one thing, most of these models you can wait until they update week by week until they're predicting the next round before you go for it. AFL Lab and Live Ladders, our two. AFL Lab updated a day ago, and at times Live Ladders are still showing a month ago, and it's potentially because the two games that have happened in round zero have not changed their prediction for round one. So we can still dive in. So let's go. And here we have, and we'll go through each game and we'll practice the sentence with what the line sentence means and take a look at why we're picking which of the three team sport line bets. Richmond versus Carlton. Richmond's the first named, and with plus 50.5. So that says Richmond can lose by up to 50 points and we win the bet. Richmond can lose by up to 50 points. The predictions by our two models are Richmond losing by 12 and Richmond losing by 17. Both of which are definite line wins. Richmond can lose by up to 50 points. Notice Ladbrokes say Richmond can lose by up to 49, so too Sportsbet. So we'll take there's only one more point in it, but you never know. They might lose by exactly 50, in which case Bet365 is the go, not Ladbrokes or Sportsbet. Also, when they're a draw, Bet365 is always 1.91, 1 cent better than Ladbrokes and Sportsbet. So our $5 is placed with Bet365 and it's placed on Richmond. That's that game. Next game, Hawthorn Essendon. Oh, and you can see that I've highlighted the team that we're going to be betting on in the line bet, but we'll do it anyway. Hawthorn must win by 21 or more. See the minus 20.5? Hawthorn have to win by 21 or more. Do we think that's going to happen? No, we think Hawthorn are going to win by 16 or 18, which is less. So therefore, we bet on the line on Essendon. And looking at that, we want to reverse the sentence. Essendon can lose by up to 20. No, we'll have Essendon can lose by up to 21. So we're going to go with Sportsbet, $5 on Essendon, and with the Sportsbet company. And you can see I've left, this is where it's either going to be -5 if the bet loses, or plus $4.50 thereabouts gain. In round zero, with just the two games, we got 2 out of 2, so 9 games this week. Bit of a better trial. 2 games not being a whole lot. Okay, so in the second game of the round, we're going with Essendon to not lose by 22 or more. Geelong and Fremantle. We have got Geelong to win by 14 or more, or Geelong to win by 12 or more. Now, it looks like AFL Lab says Geelong's going to win by 38. Live Ladders say 15. They both say Geelong's going to win by enough. And because we're saying we're going to be betting on Geelong, why bet on Geelong for 14 or more when you can go for Geelong by 12 or more? So we're going to go with Ladbrokes. $5 on Geelong to win by 12 or more, because we've got them in for 15 and for 38. So we've put $5 on Geelong with Ladbrokes. Next game, Sydney-Brisbane. Our models have got Brisbane winning by 5 and winning by 13. You'll notice the light blue are the 1 month old ones that live voters haven't updated, but they have updated their one with Sydney, and Sydney did play against Hawthorn, so I think I'm right on that score with them updates. Okay, let's read the line thing. We've got Sydney, you read the first team. Sydney can lose by up to 3. Sydney can lose by up to 2. Sydney can lose by up to 3. We think Sydney's going to lose by more than that, between 5 and 13. So we're going to bet on Brisbane. So we're going to bet on Brisbane to win by 3 or more, instead of Brisbane to win by 4 or more. 3 or more is better for that. $5 on Brisbane to win by 3 points or more. When you're looking at it from the second team's point of view, it's sort of like change the plus minus. From Brisbane's point of view, that's minus 2.5, winning by 3 or more. That'd be minus 3.5, winning by 4 or more. So you're going to be betting on Brisbane, you may as well go for 3 or more instead of 4 or more. So we go with Ladbrokes on that one. And you can see the yellow in there in the Ladbrokes budget. Okay, Western Bulldogs and North. Both the models are thinking that it's going to be a bit of a smacking, 56 and 38. And the lines reflect that. This is Western Bulldogs will win by 20 or more. Western Bulldogs will win by 20 or more. Western Bulldogs to win by 21 or more. We say, yeah, they are. We might as well go for the one that pays $1.91 instead of paying $1.90. So we have $5 with Bet365 on the Bulldogs. Next game, Collingwood and Port Adelaide. Both our models are in disagreement for the first time here, which in some ways you might decide to not even bet. But let's take a look. I think they're both on the same side of the line. Let's read it. Collingwood need to win by 10. Neither of them, so even live ladders who have Collingwood winning don't have them winning by 10. Collingwood by 9, Collingwood by 9 or more. So neither model says Collingwood's going to win by enough. So therefore we're going to go with Port. And remember, you change the minuses into pluses. So plus 8.5 lets Port lose by 8 and still win. Plus 9.5 lets Port lose by 9 and we still win. So we're going to go with Bet365 on Port, and there we go, next $5 bet. Adelaide St Kilda. The two models have Adelaide winning by 4 points and 6 points. The line wants Adelaide to win by 20. Adelaide to win by 17 or more, 17 or more. We do not think Adelaide's going to win by that much. Far less, in fact. So we're going to bet on St Kilda. We don't think they're going to win, but we don't think they're going to lose by that much. So St Kilda to not lose by 20 or more, which is the Bet365. A whole couple of points better than saying St Kilda to not lose by 17 or more. With Ladbrokes and Sportsbet, we've got a nice line with Bet365 there. So there's another $5 bet. Melbourne and GWS. Melbourne can lose by, this is reading the sentence of the line, Melbourne can lose by up to 2 points. Melbourne can lose by up to 5 points. Melbourne can lose by up to 2 points. Now, we think Melbourne, both the models, think Melbourne are going to win. Let's not worry about how much they can lose by. Both models have got Melbourne winning this game. So we're going to go with a bet on Melbourne. But the best line for us is saying Melbourne can lose by up to 5 points and we still win the bet. So that's with Ladbrakes. So there's $5 with Ladbrakes. The last game of the round for us, West Coast Eagles and the Suns. We've got the Suns winning by 9 and the Suns winning by 11. Now the lines, pretty interesting. The West Coast Eagles can lose by up to 11 and we'd still win with them. West Coast Eagles can lose by up to 11. We still win with them. West Coast Eagles can only lose by up to 10. So if they did lose by 11, it wouldn't work. So this is the first case where, it's too late now, I already put the money on, but you could almost say the line and the two models, that's the closest they've been out of any of the 9 games, and you could nearly say, okay, we'll leave that game alone. But we didn't. We expect the West Coast to lose by 9 points. They can lose by up to 11. And we get $1.91, not $1.90, so we'll go with Bet365 for our $5. And there you have it. We've got 5. We call them 50-50s, but they don't pay you 2 to 1. You get $1.90 or $1.91 to 1. But we're using the magic of these mathematical prediction algorithms. And we got 2 out of 2 in round 0. This is round 1. Let's see how we go with 9 50-50s. And I believe if you get 5 out of the 9, you actually do move forward a small amount. But if you can get 6 or more out of 9, the overall balance moves nicely. Well, that's all for now. Until next week, where we have a bit more of a recap with 9 games to go through and 9 games to predict. I'll talk to you